A man was stabbed and killed in broad daylight on the American Tobacco Trail in Durham Monday. You can see police tape lining the trail as well as the building next to it. Durham police investigated that scene for more than 7 hours. I'm Ali Kadlabar, reporter with WRAL. I typically cover breaking news in the Triangle, and today we're working on getting answers about what happened on the trail yesterday, as well as talking about the history of crime and safety on the American Tobacco Trail. So taking it to Monday afternoon, Durham police say that officers responded to a reported stabbing around 4 p.m. They say they found a man stabbed behind a building on Fayetteville Street near Pilot Street. The man died on the scene. They say that they are searching for a suspect, and we have reached out this morning asking if they've identified a suspect or caught a suspect. They haven't gotten back with us, but we are working to find out an update on that. Now, this stretch on Fayetteville Street by Pilot Street, specifically the American Tobacco Trail, has been notorious for crime and violent crime and incidents happening in that area. And you can see in this report was published several years ago. It looks like it was published in 2015, identifying Fayetteville Street, that area where there's the American Tobacco Trail, as having violent crime. It says in the report that the highest number of reported crimes were in or near this intersection, and it was identified as a safety concern. Now, we've reported on multiple incidents and crimes happening on the American Tobacco Trail for several years now, even dating back to more than a decade ago when there were dozens of crimes, including robberies at gunpoint, exposure, as well as attacks. Back in 2012, the Durham Police Department says that they started patrolling the area using ATVs. There was even talks of adding surveillance camera to a 1-mile stretch of the trail. And even last year, the city got a grant to improve the American Tobacco Trail. It didn't specifically address safety, but it said it would go into it. But I do want to show this is the crimes that happened in this area where the stabbing happened over the past year. And you can see there are dozens in that area. You can also see that some of them happened in the fields or woods. Some happened in the convenience store. You can see theft, a death investigation, fraud, aggravated assault, and now a stabbing happened there. And so we are working to find out what exactly led up to this incident, as well as if anybody has been arrested in relation to it and the identity of the victim as well. We're working to find out if there are any safety measures, what are those safety measures on the trail, and if they're going to be looked at again after this incident. So we are following this on WRAL throughout the day. This morning in Raleigh, we were at this police investigation. Multiple shots were fired at 2 homes and vehicles, all in a neighborhood in Northeast Raleigh. I'm Ali Kadlabar, a reporter with WRAL. I typically cover breaking news in the Triangle, and here's what we know so far. I counted at least 20 evidence markers, and we saw forensics picking up what looked like shell casings. We also saw bullet holes in the homes and windows and in vehicles. I spoke with a woman who says that her boyfriend and her kids were home when this happened. She says she didn't want to go on camera out of fear of her and her kids' safety. She does say that her doorbell camera didn't pick up a car or anything. She believes that somebody shot from the trees across the street. Now, we are working to confirm this with police. They were there for several hours investigating. Police say it happened around 5 Wednesday morning on Streams of Fields Drive. No one got hurt. Police say it's under investigation. No one has been arrested in relation to this case. We're working to find out exactly what happened or if this was random. We're staying on top of this story on WRAL. These are 5 changes happening at Raleigh-Durham International Airport that may impact your travel experience starting as early as today. So first thing, if you park at Economy 4, you can't do that anymore. It's for employee parking only, and that's permanent. Travelers are going to have to park at the 4 other options, including Economy 3, and that is the same price as Economy 4. But if you're thinking, what if that's full? Well, you may have to settle for the more expensive options. They are planning on expanding Economy 3 by 7,000 spaces through phases within the next year, hopefully before the busy holiday travel season. So next thing, Terminal 2. So if you're flying with American Airlines, United, Frontier, that's going to look a little bit different. Starting Monday, they're putting up a wall, and that is going to be for the construction process. They are expanding the ticketing area. They're upgrading the bag claim, they're adding checkpoints, and they're adding more space for international travel. Once they're done with the north side, they're going to go to the south side. So Terminal 2 is going to look a little bit different for a while. Also, they're adding a new runway and they're making adjustments. They're expanding John Brantley Boulevard, which is that main road that goes around the airport. So some changes, some growing pains here, but it is set to end in 2032. This is a part of a $2.5 billion capital improvement project, and that is going to be underway for the next several years. But once it is done, it will hopefully be able to accommodate the increase in travelers. Of course, you can find more information, details about this timeline on WRAL.com. And again, I'm just walking around this. A massive fire tore through this apartment building in Morrisville last night. It left 70 people without their homes. And this morning, as the sun is starting to come up, we are really starting to see the damage left behind. I'm Allie Kadlabar with WRAL, and I want to give you a look at what we're seeing right now. So starting with the fire department, they have been here overnight into the morning, checking for hotspots every 30 minutes. They did tell me that they haven't seen any major hotspots, but they are checking and putting them out immediately. And wow, look at this. This is just devastating. I'm seeing this for the first time as well, and you can see the vinyl is melted off of this apartment building. You can see that the frame is charred. You can barely just see anything that's left. You can see through the top of this apartment building right here. I actually just spoke with a resident who lives in this building. He didn't want to go on camera, but he did say that he was okay, and he stayed with a friend at a neighboring apartment building last night. I mean, this is just devastating to look at. I did just speak with some construction crews who say that they are on scene to help out. We're also seeing all of the water left behind from the response. It's actually turning into some icy patches as well. And so you can see, just taking a look around, the tape is still up, so people can't really even get back to their belongings if there are any left. And they have to investigate this fire. They have to investigate this entire complex really to figure out what caused this fire. And again, I'm just walking around this entire building right now. We know again that 70 people are without their homes. 6 people got hurt. 1 person was taken to the hospital. And I want to give you a look at this other side here. You can see the balcony. Wow, it's warped from that fire. All of the windows that are shattered. And I want to take you to the front side of the building here. This is where we can really see a lot of that damage to the front side, or to this other side here. And we can see where a lot of that damage is, possibly where that fire even started. Of course, we're working to confirm that, but you can just see how it started possibly at the 3rd floor, affected the 2nd floor and the 1st floor as well. Did just speak with another person who says that he smelled the smoke. He was just doing laundry, he smelled the smoke, and he immediately got out. He said he woke up his girlfriend and they were able to get out safely, but they didn't leave with anything. We are staying on top of this and keeping you updated as the state fire marshal is set to be here to investigate the calls around 8 this morning. A massive fire tore through this.
Till the morning light, Louisiana Saturday night. Through the semi love down the boundary.